Welcome to Versus, episode 16. I'm JWMaher, and that's Will Cohen. Will, how are you doing this evening?
All things considered, it's been a fairly good weekend, especially since I got to actually see two good movies. We're not talking about either of those today, mind you, but
Not what this show is about.
Was that?
That's not what the show is about.
No. Do you think that we would call this Versus if we actually thought that these films were even remotely good, except for Dinosaur Hotel 3? That got a pass.
But that's the best movie we've rated is Dinosaur Hotel 3, yes.
Yes, and Dinosaur Hotel 3, this one is not.
Yeah, we're sticking with, the last 7 weeks before this, we've watched all movies by the same director, and she's made so many movies, Louisa Warren. And we actually get to see, this is the first movie we get to see where she's actually acting in it as well. And this predates most of the other movies we've seen. This is The Leprechaun's Game.
I've always had a weird fascination in knowing there is more life out there than we truly comprehend.
If we find it, we get 100 grand.
These are dangerous beings, creatures that we are dealing with. I will give you £100,000 for the sack of gold.
My friends, take your portion and live well.
What if he never stops coming? What if we can't stop it?
Do this, okay?
Where is it?
Where is what?
Me gold.
What's going on?
What's going on now?
I think something after us thought we did. We messed up badly.
Where is it?
Just wow. Right off the bat, the one thing I'm going to say, I want to get this out of the way up front, is they could not decide like what the deal with the leprechaun is. Like, is it like a killer that uses weapons? Or is he a supernatural being that can that has like telekinesis and, necromancy? Like, because if you are the latter, why do you need axes and machetes and shit? Like, just break people.
The other thing that I want, so there's two other things I actually want to bring up. One, they clearly didn't spend money on special effects. So couldn't they have gotten one little person?
No, because the dude that plays everybody is the leprechaun. It's the guy who played the genie and the security guard in the last Tooth Fairy movie. It's all the same dude.
Right. So what?
That's just
so if you're not,
he's their Doug Jones. He's their Doug Jones. It's like,
yeah,
Doug Jones.
What's going on?
Give me gold.
How do I put this without getting canceled? Is hiring a little person like double the normal rate? Ironically, like
I would find it hard. I mean, I don't understand why they wouldn't. I mean, it would have been fine. I mean, but I guess the answer to that is, I guess leprechauns don't need to be little people. I guess. I mean, they normally are depicted that way. But we get a full size leprechaun in this movie.
Right, and the other thing is, did the people who did the Warwick Davis Leprechaun films reach out and say, if you make your leprechaun sound like our leprechaun, we will sue you into eternity? Because there's no reason why he can't have a real Irish accent,
What do you think, Tail?
right?
No, especially since these movies are basically Ireland adjacent. I mean, it's London. I mean, the accent's only, just a hop, skip, and a jump away.
But why do they have to sound like poor ass versions of the Saw voice? Like they could have done just a regular Irish accent.
Well, I mean, they go through all the trouble of bringing back the Sean C. Phillips in this movie again. Louisa Warren must have a relationship with Sean C. Phillips or something, because this dude's in every single movie. Where like they go to his YouTube channel, the same dude that we see in the Tooth Fairy movies and in the Plastic Surgeon movies. Sean C. Phillips is there, and he goes deep into like leprechaun lore.
Oh, hey, Cryptors, it's me, the Daddy of Doom! Thanks for joining me again for this week's new entry, The Leprechaun.
Now, the leprechaun escaped Leviathan, who's one of the lords of hell. And then,
Oh no, not Leviathan. Leviathan.
The leprechaun has been believed in for centuries, dating back to the 1800s. The leprechaun is said to be an escaped demon who escaped from the wrath of Leviathan.
Which is completely wrong.
He mispronounces Leviathan like 100 times. Leviathan. And he escaped, and just Ireland just happens to be where he escaped to. Whereas, like, I'd always thought like leprechauns were an Irish like spirit being.
Yes.
This says that Ireland is just a coincidence that's where the leprechaun wound up, which I don't even know if that's true, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
Yeah.
But let's delve into like the point by points on this, because boy.
In progress, where weirdly enough, like, I don't know, it's so weird that like the gold we've seen in, and I hate to compare this to Leprechaun or Leprechaun 2 or any of the Leprechaun movies, but they always took care. And look at me, I have to build up Leprechaun and Leprechaun 2 like they're good movies. Like, they took care to like explain like how the leprechaun was like not in possession of his gold. Like, they actually, set for this man did research and he played a game with the leprechaun and tricked the leprechaun out of his gold. This leprechaun in this movie just fucking leaves his shit on the ground.
Hey, guys, over here.
Like, he's nowhere to be found. It's just like you accidentally find his stuff that is not in his possession, he's going to come after you. So we join in progress. A group of people have his gold, and they're just like in a parking garage, right? Is it a parking?
I mean, really, it's only two.
Yeah. This is the remainder.
Belle and Lucy.
Yeah, they're the only ones left, and they're in a parking garage for some reason. They're like, we have to just keep running away. We have to outrun him.
What do we do?
You have to keep going. We don't stop. We outrun that son of a bitch and we just keep going.
But but the leprechaun appears in the back of the car, and I have no fucking idea what he does to Lucy. He just looks at her and makes her blind, I guess.
No, he breathes like some kind of like weird green shit into her eyes,
and then she like becomes blind, right?
Yeah.
But then she when she becomes blind, she like loses the ability to walk. Because it's like the stupidest thing. Like, even if you took my sight, I would still run. I mean, I wouldn't know where I'm going, but I would still run. I wouldn't just. She's army crawling, like. On the ground. And then this is the first time we see the leprechaun use conventional weapons. He has like it said in the subtitles it was an axe, didn't look like an axe, but he just
it was like a long ass, like machete ass blade.
He has like a machete and he just like stabs her.
Slashes her throat.
Yeah, Belle is running around, like she runs this way, she runs that way, this way, that way.
And I want to say this is my like early on, this is my favorite kill of the movie. Yeah. The reason why this is my favorite kill of the movie is because like she's standing against like some kind of like weird fence. He stabs her through the fence and then jostles her, and every single time he jostles her, a coin falls down. which makes this like the craziest, like Super Mario Brothers movie ever.
Yeah.
It just it makes me so happy. Like, ding, 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 ding. Like, oh,
things only go downhill from there. Yeah. So he stabs her and she dies, and he gets his gold back, I guess. And then it's title card. We get a lot of exposition by way of text. And
which
then,
which Peter Jackson should just sue them out of existence at this point, because he definitely stole their shit because they just did the whole text crawl but worse.
Right, but like this is 20 years after Fellowship. We're fine. Yes, then now we're in the regular story, and then what do we got? We got Carl and his girlfriend Misha. Right there is
Misha played by
Louisa Warren, and we get to see Louisa Warren. And like, I'm not going to make any jokes about Louisa Warren. We've already made enough jokes about how she's a horrible director. But this dude is it's his girlfriend, and she's pregnant, I believe. But like every character in this movie is, I guess, the equivalent of what British poor white trash is.
Why did you wait so long to tell me?
It wasn't easy to come to terms with myself. We haven't even had money to celebrate Christmas. You know things have been tight recently. We've got no money, Carl.
Except for one dude. And they're all down on their luck. But Carl has a buddy, and the buddy's name...
Marshall.
Okay, you're on top of shit today, Will. Marshall, it has like ties to like... It's never clear whether it's like criminal underworld shit or what, but there's a dude who's like a collector of like rarities, and the shit he claims to have, whatever.
Xenos, like, what is it called? Cryptozoologist.
Yeah, he's a cryptozoologist.
Well, you may think I'm a bit crazy, but I'm a collector.
He's as close to a cryptozoologist as we can get, because he claims to have Bigfoot's claw, Yeti fur, and for some reason, the sack of Krampus.
Yeah. This guy's all over the place. So he wants the leprechaun's gold. And here is like the biggest plot hole, problem with this plot that I guess I would have if this was a normal movie, is like, this dude's an expert on cryptozoology. He knows what'll happen if you take the gold. He absolutely knows, because he warns them that they might die getting the gold.
If you go, there is a risk that you may lose your life.
Hold up, you want me and my friends and my team to lose our lives?
These are dangerous beings, creatures that we are dealing with.
But he wants it, which means that he's willing to take it into his possession and die. That's so weird.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but here's even the dumbest thing about it. Apparently, this dude is only willing to pay out £1,000.
No, he on receipt of the gold, he'll pay £100,000. But just for their time, in the event they can't find it, he's going to pay them $1,000 each anyway. So out of the $2,000 that they've earned, they're willing to hire their friends to help them. And there's 4 friends, and they're all down on their luck as well. Whatever.
But even like if you're down on your luck, knowing full well you're going to die, how bad at math are you? Oh, I'm sorry, maths, as you're British. How bad at maths are you to know that no matter what, that 2,000 isn't going to be spread amongst your entire crew very well?
Yeah, so was it Nell, Mick, Ruby, and Tim are the crew, and they are in the woods with Marshall and Carl, and they are not like the searching scenes. Like they walk up to like a stick, and then they move the stick. It's like the worst searching I've ever seen. But then Marshall just finds a bag of gold lying on the ground, and they, knowing full well what will happen, sort of, if they're paying attention to what John said to them, like they'll die if this is in their possession. They decide to fuck over John, not deliver the gold, and keep it for themselves. They're in the plot rolls along.
Who's ready to be filthy fucking rich people? Look, think of what I'm thinking. This is worth more than this measly 100 grand. We're literally sitting on hundreds of thousands of pounds here, people.
You're gonna keep it?
I'm fucking gonna keep it.
I think the weirdest scene is, well, I mean, we can go in order, I guess, because then like Mick goes home and he's got a girlfriend, Phoebe, I believe, and he's like, "Honey, all our troubles are over."
Won the lottery?
How much?
Just 100k.
What? No way.
Yeah.
And then they sleep together, even though she doesn't take any of her clothes off. Have my gold. And the leprechaun burns her face. And then telekinetics him to death.
Yeah, some of the deaths in here just don't make any sense. Like, if you're gonna be carrying around that kind of cocaine, I'm like what like weird ass powder is that?
Yeah, it's like they jump back and forth from like, yeah, mysticism, and then the next person that gets killed is Nell because she's got her shopping bags, which is weird because like there's a scene where Carl and Marshall are trying to unload the gold to like a gold buyer, and he's like trying to douche them over because there's no paper trail on gold, so we're gonna add doesn't know how gold buying works to the list of things Louisa Warren has no clue about, because I've been to plenty of gold buyers. They don't give a shit where your gold comes from because they're going to smelt the gold anyway, and they're going to just pay raw weight on it. So like they're not going to, if you want $100,000, they're not going to offer you 40%. They'll offer you like 97% because they just make, it's all profit to them. Like,
you're joking, right? 100k for gold that doesn't even have a certificate, and I don't have an inkling of where it's come from. Let's say the police track me down. Let's say you two get in the shit, then I'll get in the shit. This is dodgy gold, and for that, we're going to need a discounted price.
Louisa, I'm telling you, do a minute of research on any of your movies. But somehow, even though the head of the gang cannot like realistically convert the gold into cash, somehow Nell went shopping. Right? So she has all these shopping bags. And the leprechaun has now switched over to like gangster mode, and he like just stabs her to death. She dies by getting hit with a knife, either stabbed or hit with the hand of the knife, whatever. Now the crew, they're like, oh shit, our friends are dying. What are we gonna do? And then what? So now they're just scurrying around. The one friend, Ruby, has I assume it's her girlfriend, and the girlfriend is like not terminally ill, but like she's sickly. Tammy.
Yeah, and then like the leprechaun like twists her body.
Yeah, he breaks her. He breaks her, from afar. But I was going to talk about the scene where Ruby goes to see the tarot card reader.
Oh God!
And she goes there in full faith that the tarot card reader knows what he's talking about. And then when he's telling her what's going to happen, she turns on that dude like immediately, which is weird. It's a weird choice to have in your writing.
I've had enough. I shouldn't have come here. You're nothing but a fraud.
You must find the four-leaf clover to stop this evil spirit. You must end this.
Enough.
It can be found outside the house of faith.
Like, why would you go there in the first place? And the dude was like 100% right.
Well, what cracked me up about that scene is that, like, beforehand, like, Marshall's already telling her, hey, you need to get down here now. And she, you know, like, this is, like, seeing the tarot card reader isn't even her first stop. Like, she stops somewhere else.
Doesn't she talk to the cop in the church?
That's right, she does.
Yeah.
So she stops to who was just credited as police, by the way.
But it's the same.
Great writing, Louisa.
Whenever they need a police officer, I guess Antonia Johnstone owns a police vest because she's been a police officer in at least 3 other movies that we've seen.
I haven't seen you since school. 2 of your friends have gone missing, Ruby. Lola Fox and Mick Sybil. We're assuming foul play due to the amount of blood found at the crime scenes.
And sometimes she gets killed, whatever. But so I doubt it's the same police officer, but she always looks exactly the same. Yeah, she just loves playing cops.
Yeah, so she stops and talks to the cop. Okay, fine. I can understand that one. Seeing the tarot card reader, at this point, no.
Yeah.
You are now taking way too many stops when your best friend just tells you, get your ass down here now.
Yeah. And the police officer has a great line where she's like, we have surveillance footage of you and your friends going into the woods.
Yeah.
We're dead. It's like, wow, what a leap of logic.
Yeah, like, who is like what police force is setting up CCTV on a hiking trail, guys? Like,
We have you on CCTV a few days ago, Ruby. We have you and your friends meeting at the Deakins Wood Trail. You are all together, and within a matter of hours, 2 of them are gone.
Yeah.
Why?
And like going through that footage for like purposes. Like, it's like, oh, wow, have you reviewed today's hiking trail footage? I guess if this is the Jagged Edge universe, they finally caught on to the fact that when people go on these hiking trails, they're getting killed. So I guess we're in a post Jack and Jill, post Amityville Scarecrow world.
I mean, really, you gotta like put in like the oh god, I'm just forgetting post like Medusa world as well.
Yeah, people go in the woods, they die. All right, so then eventually everybody gets together again. They're all like, "Oh shit, what are we gonna do?" And the weird thing about the rules, like, you know, and there's always rule issues with Louisa Warren movies. Like, you're supposed to only, like, the leprechaun really should only be killing people that have his gold. Like, but the leprechaun just kills everybody he sees. And they even go through like all these pains, like, oh, you know, the leprechaun's usually a cool dude. But when you fuck with his gold, like, he turns into an asshole. Like, there's like a whole like thing where they say that. Not those exact words. I'm saying it. I'm Americanizing it for you. But like, he just kills everybody. Like, he even kills the dude who like hired them, and he's never the gold never makes it to him. He just ganks that guy.
I can't fucking believe it.
You sold him to take my gold.
I wanted a piece of your history.
Like, and again, like, going back to your further point, it's like, yeah, he like doesn't he stab John?
He turns his mouth into like a mad ball.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so this is where
then he does his cocaine. He does his snuff box kills.
Now, what can I do?
Yeah, so he does that. He like magically breaks Marshall's neck.
Marshall, I can't see.
Yeah. He sets fire to Tim.
Which
like he goes to the whole trouble of dousing him and setting him on fire. Like,
that and you see that one's the one that actually makes the least amount of sense based on like just for location alone, because he like Tim is set on fire. First of all, he's not burning, he's melting, which is even weirder. But then somehow he's melting in a place where Misha and
Ruby are there,
and Ruby like open the door, and there's Tim.
And
where the hell are they?
They run away, and then when as soon as they run away, they're like light years away. They're like they're like in the forest. But we're burying the lead. The one thing they did borrow from Leprechaun is the way to kill the leprechaun is you got to get him. They don't say exactly how you do it. It's like, but 4-leaf clovers are his weakness. So whatever. People are getting killed left and right. Like Ruby winds up getting killed after a weird chase sequence in the church. The leprechaun just like, and she like fights back too. So the leprechaun like is like badass the entire time. And then she just fucking kicks him and he falls down.
Oh, Ruby!
Which is weird because I've been begging for characters to kick people, and they kick the one you probably shouldn't kick. But she kicks him and he falls down, and then he kills her. But she passes the 4-leaf clover to Misha, who tricks the leprechaun into smoking it.
You can have it if you want.
Oh, you're not all thieving bastards then.
Misha!
Like, Jesus Christ. And the leprechaun dies. But right before Misha's about to give birth, I guess 8 months later, the leprechaun just shows back up and kills her and Carl. And that's the end of the movie.
Should have given it back.
Well,
we got warned.
I'm going to correct you. She definitely kills Carl.
He's about to kill Misha because she screams.
And Misha just screams in credits because it's a Louisa Warren movie.
Go on then. Push harder.
And the funny thing is, why do they have? Because in the house they have one of those, like the thing from Gremlins, like the handicapped stair lift things. I don't understand why they have that in their house because neither one of them are handicapped, but it's there. And nobody else lives in the house, but they have a stair lift that the leprechaun rides down the stairs.
I don't know. Like,
that's the leprechaun's game, everybody.
Which is poorly titled because there's no game.
True. Yeah, good note. There is no game, but there is a drink.
If you're watching this movie, I don't know about you, but I definitely need a drink. And this one, friends, shout out to our friends over at liquor.com for this week's recipe. I don't know if this is a classic recipe or not. I don't really do much research on those.
Never heard of the pot of gold, but
yeah, this is bearing lead here, called the pot of gold because why not? I didn't feel like googling leprechaun recipes. So, but this one will definitely get you a little snockered here. So, nearly 2 full ounces of Irish whiskey, a 1/4 ounce to fill up that what you don't fill up of the whiskey with, and this is Scotch. You're combining whiskey. This is definitely going to get you messed up. 0.75 ounce honey syrup, 1 egg white, 3/4 ounce of freshly squeezed lemon juice, and if you're able to garnish it with edible gold flakes.
All right.
Recipe of how to mix that, and boy, do we got some good drinking games for you today.
Well, just take it away. You have the notes. You let these people know what you're supposed to drink.
So anytime anytime it takes someone a bare minimum of 30 seconds to react to something, take a drink. Anytime the leprechaun kills with an actual weapon instead of just using his mysticism, take a drink.
Anytime you just hear the leprechaun laugh, but he never shows up, take a drink.
That awkward ass like squeak giggling, yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime someone for some reason uses the number 100,000,
yes,
take a drink. Anytime you see green smoke going out of someone or into someone, take a drink.
You're killing people with that one. But that being said, that was Versus for this week. If you made this part of the video, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Go to the Facebook group, Why We Love Horror. TikTok is WWL Horror. The schedule is the same here every week. Monday, you're watching it Versus. We review a bad horror movie. Wednesday, it's like a run-over day. Either I'll do like a special edition of Why We Love Horror or a special edition of Why We Love Horror Trivia. Thursday is Why We Love Horror. It's our new release review show. Myself, Abby, and Aaron do that. Later on in the night, Horror Headlines Live. Me and Hunter do that. And then Friday, it's Why We Love Horror Trivia, where you get all your trivia needs done in one place. So until next time, I am JWMaher. That's Will Cohen. Next week, there's a sequel, Leprechaun's Curse. We'll see you then.